What's up, everybody? It's another episode of
Wednesday
NFC East show, and we are here. We're here. We're doing this is episode 49. And we still keep going, even though the season's over and a new one has begun. We're still here talking about our sports and our teams here, and we're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Roku TV as part of the Northeast Streaming Sports Network. What's up, guys?
What's going on? Nothing much.
We had a late scratch. Our man, one of the hog farmers,
Park Ryan, yeah.
Park Ryan had to take a day off today because he was hurting. So hopefully he's getting better. He's allowed to take a day off.
Yeah, won't be the same without him.
Not much to talk about with Washington, anyways. They only have that whole franchise is about to fall apart there. The moment Daniel Snyder
I think this might affect his performance review because I'm glad he's part of the show and he's been a part of the show for some time now, but I don't think he's accrued that much leave. We might
know all about that, don't you?
I sure do.
I sure do. Leave and such like that. So
yeah, that's the important stuff.
Yesterday was the first Sunday without football.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was rough.
Horrible. It was the slowest Sunday of my life.
Really?
Yes.
None of you guys got all excited about the NBA basketball game? All-Star game?
No.
Well, the good thing
I didn't watch one dribble, so
I did watch some of the some of the slam dunking competition, some of the challenge, the celebrity. But Miles, what's his name? The D lineman for the Browns. Is it
the Browns? You mean the Cavs?
No. In the celebrity, he played in the celebrity game.
Oh, I don't know.
For the Brown, the defensive guy. Somebody help me out here. He was the first round pick a couple years back.
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
That shows you how much we know about basketball. That's why we are a football show.
Oh no. He plays for the Cleveland Browns.
The one thing I did have football Sunday. My little one, his 10-year-old league, they did have it, so I was glad to have that.
Miles Garrett. There you go.
Miles
Garrett. We got a couple people saying who that was.
No, I bring him up because he Man, I'm surprised that rim survived his dunk.
I'm surprised that quarterback survived that head bash.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, obviously, I didn't watch even a little bit of it, so it wasn't any bit exciting to me. I could have cared less. So yesterday I did not watch. Did I watch sports at all?
Well,
no. I had a charity event. I'm trying to think about what I did. I had a charity event. So
okay. How much money did you raise?
For the we were doing a food drive.
There you go.
For the Philadelphia Union.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I saw your TikTok.
Yeah, it was in soccer. I was in a soccer mood. So the other football. And I got, and I was playing against all the soccer teams. And I wonder if all the football teams do this as well. All the soccer teams have one guy that plays MLS against everybody else in the league. Eachbody, and they got one. They play tournaments, and he actually gets paid to play Xbox 5 and MLS soccer. I didn't play against him, but I watched him crush a couple people like 8-1, 8-0. I'm like, damn. Obviously this guy gets paid, and I'm like, you get paid a lot of money to play this. He's like, no, I'm an accountant. I'm like, okay. That makes more sense to me because you're only playing one, just the MLS. Thought you're playing the people in the world because those guys make tons of money.
Well,
sorry about that.
I'm not much of a video game guy either, so
if I can't do anything pressing the buttons, I'm bad. I'm like terrible. I'm such a bad. Like I was playing Fortnite the other night just to try to I didn't feel like going out and drinking, so I stayed home and played Fortnite and Rocket League. And you want to talk about somebody who's bad, just bad.
Yeah. Oh, Nick tried to show me how to play Fortnite, and I'm the type of person that would just camp out and pick people off. But in that game, it doesn't work. Like the moment you shoot, they convert over to you. And if you don't know how to switch or build, switch weapons or build your cabin, it's a wrap.
Now I'm not great. But I'm a guy who follows, for Fortnite. For all you Fortnite people out there, since we're going to just talk about this for a half a second, I follow in the storm, and I'm on the edge of the storm, just biding my time in. When there's down to 2 people left, I try to shoot that guy. Sometimes I get him, sometimes I don't.
Hey, whatever it takes.
But if there's 8 people and I'm in the middle of that fight, I'm out.
I remember the first time I got you're horrible at Fortnite when at the time your 11-year-old son said, "Daddy, you got your first kill. Way to go." Yeah, that's when it's like, I'm not playing video.
So I started to play Fortnite just so that I could start talking to my kid.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
being able to bond with my kid. And so we would play in these groups, and he would get 2 other people in the group. So he'd get 2 of his friends and me, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, see, I got to go protect my dad."
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. I do what I do. I was great at doing what I do because not only am I good at riding in the storm, I'm also really good at touching the guy to heal him.
Right. Well, so we would have our moments where I would just sit on the couch because we had a little game room, where I'd have all my kind of like how I have my man cave here. And Nick would play, and then I tell him, there's, we would watch together, or I'd be watching him. And then when he would win, I'd tell him, I'm like, if you win, we'll go tomorrow, we'll go to McDonald's for lunch, or we'll go somewhere, celebrate his royal victory. So, I
had a victory royale the other day because I got down to the last 2 people and I got the guy. Actually, I think the guy got caught out in the storm.
Right. Yeah, that's how I went.
And I had more energy, so I won that way. I got a 0 kill win.
So talk about a victory royale. After the Super Bowl, all four of us, we were talking, and I had mentioned how I had no idea what The Rock was doing in the beginning of the Super Bowl. And I had mentioned how it was a possibility of the XFL and the NFL doing some kind of partnership. And the word came out today that, in fact, that is true.
Yep.
Now, there's
what does that mean?
Well, what it is basically they're going to help the players. From what I understand, they're going to help the players that's part of the XFL kind of develop and maybe someday go into the NFL. Now, they're not doing any player, like nobody from the NFL is going to go to the XFL as of yet. They're also going to talk about mental health. It's more of like a developmental story right now. And it's going to change the game as the NFL. Eventually, I could see it being an amateur league for the NFL.
So let me ask this question, because the first thing that came to my mind as you're mentioning this is that, so are they going to be playing at the same time as the NFL?
No. The XFL is going to be playing right now, during the spring,
April.
summer. And then when that season's over, obviously it's going to be August. Late July, August. Matter of fact, it's probably going to be done before the draft.
See, I wouldn't mind them doing their season starting late summer into the fall, not as a competition with the NFL, obviously, but that would be, and every NFL team have like an XFL team where they can put in their practice squatters.
Right, kind of like what they did with the NFL Europe.
Kind of. I want it to be like a true call up. Like in baseball, you have call ups. In hockey, you have call ups.
Right.
Basketball, you kind of have call ups. So you got to put people in 10-day contracts. So football, you could kind of do the same thing.
I think football the logistics of it would be a little harder. Because if the XFL or even the USFL competed at any time during the NFL season, it's going to fail. I mean, there's going to be no drawn to the stadiums. I mean, even the TV networks aren't even going to show the games. Now, if they're going to do it opposite, like kind of now before the beginning of the season, I would think. I mean, I said they would have to end before the draft. I mean, I could actually see them starting maybe sometime after the draft, because you figure.
I was reading that the other day. USFL starting, I believe, before the draft, and that's one of the reasons they weren't releasing any of their players' names, so that they wouldn't be part of that. So
right.
It's going to be pretty interesting. I think it's going to. I think you're both correct on the spot on part of trying to develop league, developmental league.
Yeah.
So
I don't understand why the NFL is the only league that did not have one.
I believe it's because of the money.
Yeah.
The money that goes along with being on the team, let alone the 10 or so players on the practice squad. That eats into the contract, plus the overall how much cap space you got.
Right. And God forbid injuries too.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be only 3 people were on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Now it's 15.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, there's a lot that's going on now that all of a sudden is, all right, well, they're growing, and I still can't figure out. I did the calendar of days, and the Super Bowl next year is on February 15th, and I thought it was going to be this weekend.
Fall on this week. Well, there's still not 18 games. There's 18 weeks.
No, yeah, that doesn't matter.
Well, you
But-
said the season starts later next year, right?
Right. It's a week later, but yet it still falls on the 15th. So there's a week somewhere that got added. I guess because of the way that everything falls, there's an extra Sunday somewhere in the mix
Mm-hmm.
that we still don't get the Super Bowl on President's Day.
Oh, so President's Day is not on the 15th next year.
No, President's Day is the week after.
Again, like how it was last. Okay. Oh, that sucks.
So it's going to be the Super Bowl is going to be in the same spot as it was last year. And it makes me wonder, like, how did that happen? How does that occur? Like when you move everything a week back and yet it's still the same.
It's still, yeah. I don't know. But shouldn't this year, or is it next year that they start aren't they going to 18 games eventually?
They haven't said anything about that yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was like a 2 or 3 year window where they just do the 17th game and then they do the 18th game and then they'll just stop it right there.
The hard part about that is contracts.
Oh, yeah.
How do you prorate the contracts?
Yeah.
And where do the contracts come into? I mean, first off, going to that extra game, there was so much money that got added in. And then add an extra playoff game. There's all this extra money that got thrown into the mix there that they actually have to analyze first.
Well, yeah, that's why this week Mr. Goodell went out there and was speaking of an extension for himself.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So,
that's right.
So that's the tell of the tape right there. If he's going for an extension, that means they must have hit a home run with this year's games and playoffs and Super Bowl. So
without a doubt.
They had some great games this year. I mean, the divisional round was just phenomenal this year.
You know, and it makes me realize that it don't matter. It don't matter what happens with the NFL. That people are going to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They don't care if literally the worst things in the world could be happening with some of these players, and they don't care.
Well, it's not even so much that I had a coworker who, because of the kneeling and whatever, which is his right, he was boycotting the NFL. When I saw him at work, I asked him, I said, did you? Yes, I couldn't get away from the Super Bowl. And he did say that he's slowly getting back into watching football again. Yeah, people are going to watch it. I think there was rumors that they lost a lot of money in 2020, but that was because of COVID. That wasn't because of any political stance and again, this is just me being opinionated. But actually I read a report what Goodell said. He said, let me tell you what the flag means. No, let me stop.
Everybody here knows how I feel about my country.
I wish you would.
I wish you would.
I got it here ready for you. I had it all ready.
Yeah,
that punchline keeps on hitting.
Yeah, it does. And it's awesome because sometimes we'll get our new viewers and they're like, "What are they talking about?"
Yep. Yeah, what's fun? What's coming up next week?
And I tell you what, I've had this saved on my phone for the first time because I love going back to it. It's like on speed dial.
Right.
Right on up.
Right. Oh, that's too funny.
Yeah, what I'm getting.
So let's talk a little bit of football. There were some things that kind of happened. First off, Brady not retired.
He's going to retire.
That's a question mark. That's a question mark. Yeah,
I think he's done.
Oh, I think so too. But that what if?
You have to put the question mark in there, and then I was reading a couple of so-called insiders saying that the whole reason was, whatever family business that he has to take care of, and he's wanting to play in San Francisco. So it'll be interesting, but I think he might be done.
You know what? I didn't think I think he wants to still play.
Of course he does. He's a competitor. This is all he knows. The game itself gave him a sense of, I mean, I could say a sense of purpose, but also like a certain type of discipline for himself. And there's a standard that he holds to himself. And plus, you know, a guy like that who has seven Super Bowls, been to 10, that fire never gets put. And then what? Drafted 199 overall. He still thinks he has stuff to prove. No, Brady, go sit your ass down. Get your AARP. You're done. You know, and I'm saying that lovingly. Do I want to see Brady play one more year? I honestly would love it. But would you
want him on the Giants?
No. Not for a year.
Hold on. You'd rather stay with Daniel Jones.
I'd rather stay with Jones, yes.
He said what he said.
I said what I said, and I stand by. And again, nothing against Brady.
I think, the wash that's coming out too of Tampa Bay of him and Bruce Arians also headbutting. It's going to be interesting because Tampa Bay still has the rights.
Yeah.
To him. And if he's wanting to leave and go play in San Francisco per se, what's San Francisco got to give up in return, for that type of player?
Yeah. So, let me say something real quick. So I see
he's a free agent.
I see somebody on TikTok. They said that I clipped that. You got to understand something. We don't have an offensive line. Brady, he won't even be running.
You know what? Neither did the Bengals.
The Bengals had a better offensive line than the Giants did. I mean, I'm just being honest.
I think they had a better quarterback than the Giants did.
Well, I mean, the quarterback. I'll tell you what. The quarterback for the Bengals played in more conference championship games than Jones and Dak. So there you have it. And matter of fact, it hurts too, now that I talk about it. And Heineke. So, I mean, but no, I mean, Brady would be running for his life. It wouldn't be worth not even entertaining the thought. So,
but hold on. Out of all those quarterbacks that you just mentioned, Heineke, Dak, Hurts, they all played in playoff games.
Okay.
You can't say that with.
No, I can't. But see, that's
Mr. Pick Six.
I think that's what makes me. That's how I'm built differently. I'm not satisfied with just playoff games. So, but you can be.
Yeah, well, that's because you ain't been there forever, and it's so easy to say I ain't satisfied.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
Because we don't go to playoff games anymore because we ain't done nothing. We've been irrelevant since that last Super Bowl that we won.
It's really. Let me ask you this: did Hurts replace a Hall of Famer? No. So
hold on. How do you want me to answer that in a real sense? Did he replace? Yeah, Wentz, but like Nick Foles has got a whole bunch of stuff in the Hall of Fame.
But is he a Hall of Famer?
Well,
Nick Foles?
When you have a bunch of stuff in the Hall of Fame, and you've got a couple of plaques there, would that make you, in theory, a Hall of Famer?
I'll tell you what. I'm going to go to Canton. I'm going to go to the bathroom and take a shit in Canton in their bathroom, and that's going to make me a Hall of Famer because I left my shit there in Canton.
That's twice you cursed there. On Roku, we don't have the beep button.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. When I went boo boo. I went boo boo.
I'm gonna say Nick Foles. He did what he did, and he did it right. And the only thing I can say is that he's from Texas.
Yeah. I'll give Nick Foles props. I mean, matter of fact, when Wentz went down in the 2017 season. I lived in Denver, and the receptionist at the hospital, he was like, "Oh, our season's done." I'm like, "Bro, Foles threw for 7 touchdowns in a game. Not everybody does that."
No.
So you got something there. So I wasn't. I mean,
I'm a Pro Bowl MVP, and like I don't know. Nick Foles has done a lot.
Yeah, but I don't think people really care.
He was like at 27-2. I think he had 27-2.
What? Like
27
win-loss?
touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Oh, what, during that run or?
No, like the year that he started.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. I'd have to look it up.
I mean, but that's so. I mean, he really was. I mean, is he a Hall of Fame quarterback? No, absolutely not.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's
but he did play in Arizona. Bear down, baby. Bear down. That's all I got to say about that.
Right. But so speaking of Mr. Wentz and his wishy-washy, hey, is he going to stay in Indianapolis? Is he not going to stay in Indianapolis? It brought up something very interesting that came across my desk a little earlier, that another quarterback who is still part of the Colts organization, kind of, and they still have the rights to, said he'd be considering coming out of retirement.
Phillip Rivers?
Luck.
Andrew Luck.
Really? Okay.
I saw Phillip Rivers.
Andrew Luck is considering coming out of retirement.
Oh, he's got to be healed by now.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't realize that he was hurt, but
he was banged up. Oh my God.
I can guarantee you that's why he had to retire, just from
Well, he said he wasn't having fun anymore. He said he was burnt out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you got to be burnt out with as much physical therapy as you're taking.
And he saw that offensive line that they have now, more effective than what it was when he was playing.
He had to take a personal day. He wasn't feeling so hot. So that's why he is not out with us today. So, but thank you for asking, and we appreciate we appreciate you giving him love. I'm sure he's watching the show, so I wanted to definitely,
or at least listening.
Yeah,
he might be listening. I figure he is.
He's probably trying to take command.
They were talking about Wentz, the fact that what does that say about his value in the NFL?
None.
When you have such a pro or a 4 quarterback coaching group, such as that's in Indianapolis,
that was his former team.
Yeah, he's not gelling well, but I mean, it's most likely like the last 3 games that he did not do well.
Only 2.
I'm sorry. I meant 2. The last 2 games
that he didn't have the best games, and of course they were the most important games for them to make the playoffs. The fact that they are blaming him solely on that, and that nothing gets sent to Frank Reich, nothing gets sent of any of that. They went for those last 2 games. I think they went like 70% passing, and they had a great rushing attack the entire season, but they decided those 2 games to go 70% passing.
Yeah.
Now it's all Wentz's fault.
Well, I'm sorry.
I care about Wentz. I could care less. I don't need to stick up for the guy.
Right. No, I see where you're coming from, but I'll say this. For giving up what they gave up, you got to give the man another year. Draft. If you're going to get a quarterback the first round, get the quarterback. Okay. Let him ride the pine the first year, or if it, goes to a situation where you're out of the playoffs, then you start the rookie, and then you go in a different direction next year. But geez, they gave up what, 2 number 1s?
No, just 1.
I'm sorry. It was 1 number 1 and a conditional, right? Because he played more than 75%. So that 3.
Right. Well, we get the number 1 this year. This is why we got 3 number 1s this year.
Right, but how many second rounds too? Because I know there was like that conditional pick where it was like a 3 or a 4, but then it went up to a 2.
Last year it was a 3rd round pick last year.
Okay.
And conditional. It was a conditional 2nd round pick to 1st.
Okay.
So 1st and a 3rd.
Okay, so the fact that he played more than 75%, that turned into a 1st round pick.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I thought you already had the 1st round pick.
Nah, we only got
but
a 3rd
then you
round
also got
pick.
their second.
We only got a 3rd round pick last year.
Okay.
And between both of you guys got 5 picks in the 1st round.
2.
Eagles and Giants. Giants have 2. You guys have 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole night right there.
Yeah. And
it's a shame that no Giants fans are going to be there to watch the Giants pick because the Giants fans are weak sauce.
There's going to be at least 2. At least 2.
You hope.
No, there's going to be at least 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but you got to get a hold of the Giants to make sure that they get.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Because I'm trying to do my stuff to get have the Eagles have me up there. I mean, come on. How many other people throughout the entire league went to all 17 games this year? I'd be willing to bet that you could count them on both hands.
Well, I know one. I know a license plate guy went to all the Giants games. I mean, that for sure.
Home and away?
Oh, yeah. Oh, he goes to every. He said, no, not he said. I saw him. He went to every snap that Eli had, and even the ones that he didn't have.
I think he's talking about this season, though.
Yeah. No, he went to all the games. Far as I mean,
believe that. So I can believe that.
And I think New York.
He's one of those guys.
Well, you just said Eli snaps, and I'm like, well, Eli.
Well,
snaps.
and yeah, well, this year too. Well, snaps that he did take and he didn't take, and I think New York Giants guy did this year as well. To be fair, this is my record. This is my record this year, going to 3. 3 games.
Nice.
So yeah, and I tell you, license plate guy's a great guy.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Even though he's a Giants fan, he gets the joke.
His infamous. I'm telling you, the infamous moment though was I know somebody had to catch him on film was the pick of Daniel Jones, and when he pulled his hair, he slammed the hat, pulled his hair.
my favorite of LPG.
He was live doing that.
Yeah. Well, my favorite was when we were playing against Tampa, and he was like, he was holding his nose. I'm like, that's facts. I that's so true.
You can't help it. You can't help it sometimes. So
yeah,
I really hope, with the picks that we got, that it's something gotta give.
Well, I'm interested in this week and looking at the development coming into the combine starting next weekend. I believe Thursday, Friday of next week when it starts in Indianapolis. So it's going to be interesting. They already made the decision on who's going to be there. I think it's 119 kids going to be there. Okay. So they're going to be rolling through the process.
This is going to be I hear this is going to be the last year
in Indy
where they're going to have a combine like this.
Yeah.
Really?
Combines like this anymore.
Yep.
That first off, they don't want it to be a couple of days. They feel like it drags out. Secondly, realistically, the combine is only good for players who are like not a pick,
right,
or like low round picks to improve their stock.
Right.
If you're a top round pick, you don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
No. Because why would you want to be included with these 114 other people and find out like, oh, one guy's a little faster than you, or you go lackluster,
or you get injured, pull a hammy,
Yeah, and you see it sometimes, and you can hear the pop of the hammy.
Yeah,
but it gets more interesting with the pro days afterwards. And
right,
yeah, you're right. You have a 2-3 day event. You have the 40. You have the strongman competition. You have the jump. But then you get to the pro days, and like those guys that didn't make the combine are going to be performing there, and it does get repetitive after a while. Right. Because then they drag that out all month. That's from March 8th on to the 29th of April or March. And then everybody's getting ready for the draft.
Well, and let's be honest. The evaluation system. Now, I'm not trying to say that the scouting system is flawed, but the evaluation system is it's inaccurate.
Very much so.
Because Russell Wilson, what was he in the 4th round? I cannot believe the talent. 3rd or 4th round. It had to been the 3rd or 4th round with Russell Wilson. I mean, and I knew the guy from NC State and also Wisconsin. I mean, I'm just watching him on TV. He was first round talent. I don't know what they saw. I would have definitely drafted Russell in the first round. No doubt about it.
Well, see, that's again where they were using the height, the hand size, the weight.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're still doing that now. But I mean, if that was the case, Kyler Murray wouldn't be where he's at in Arizona in the first round.
Well, that's because of Russell Wilson. That's because of Drew Brees. Even Drew Brees was second round. I'm like, what?
Yep, with the Chargers.
And of course, it goes without saying about Brady and whatnot. But
yeah, the combine it's pretty fun to watch, but after a while, just seeing the names that are coming across and the talent that's there, it's okay. You like Philly was saying, you got the big boys there. You would think it would be for the latter, guys that are coming in who aren't going to make, so that they can have the opportunity. And again, 3 years ago, Joe Burrow was there, and look at him, Super Bowl 2 years.
But he was a first rounder. I mean, those first rounders, of course, they have that expectation, and some pan out, some don't.
He was number one.
I know, but I'm saying, right. You went number one overall, of course. I'm just talking about first round type talent. I mean, it's easy to get the first two or maybe even the first three rounders, but when you start getting in the fourth, fifth, all the way to the seventh round, and even in free agency, even undrafted free agency.
But he also didn't do a pro day. He only did the combine.
Correct.
Buried it, yeah. Yeah, well, that was the start of the pandemic, actually. When all that happened.
See, and that's from the quarterback situation. Do you want your pro day or do you want the combine? And a lot of those guys, like Andrew Luck, chose the combine instead of the pro day.
Mm-hmm.
But see, then you get the guys who do have the combine, and then they do,
they do the pro day as well. Yeah,
to try and improve on what they had doing, and it's like, meh.
Well, and that's where when you have a bad combine, then you got to do a pro day.
Exactly.
So how do you go about that? Like, it's like, all right, well, I my girlfriend was just up my ass the entire week before the combine. You know what I mean? Because that's what it comes down to. It has nothing to do with athletic ability. This is about mental anguish brought on by the family.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. And the scouts and their management.
Well, no, the scouts are doing what they're supposed to do. But like, if you got a girlfriend who is now up your ass because she's got that time, she's.
I would say more so. I ran a 4.7. I'm saying I ran a 4.740, but I know damn well I could run a 4.5 on my field, or a 4.4. And of course, if I'm talking about me, I mean 4 minutes, because you got to take a nap, you got to get something to eat and finish.
Well, and most fields are flat, where yours is downhill.
Oh, mine has to be downhill. Yeah, if there's even like a 0.5% incline, it's a wrap.
I got my golf cart.
I got to say something. I got to say something real quick before I forget. Now,
here it goes.
We're all competitors in our own way, okay? And when the pressure is on, either you got to make that right throw, or you gotta do something when all eyes are on you. Philly, I got to give you props for making that free throw. Everybody, I'm watching it, and I'm like, half of me was, I know he posts this, so he had to have made it.
Well, so I'll be 100% honest. I recorded it all. I recorded 2 starts to that video. So there was if I missed it, there was a different start that I was going to be able to put on there.
And I actually celebrated with you. And I would have done the same thing. I'd have left immediately. I'm like, I ain't making another attempt.
Oh, no. There wasn't another chance.
Yeah.
That
So
was
did
it.
you
one shot and that was it.
did you win anything, or you just made the shot and then like, okay,
I'll be honest. I was lucky to be there in the first place.
right.
I just happened to run into my rep, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" He's like, "This ain't your day." And I'm like, "Yeah, somebody gave me tickets," and because literally, first off, that game sucked so bad. We got beat by 48 points. In fact, I snuck down. Like I had tickets literally up in the loft.
Right.
You know, and I came down because I'm me. You know what I mean? I get to, I get a little bit of. I know the security guards well enough. Halftime, half the people left because the game.
Don't stop. Don't give the game away. Don't give the game away. People got to find that out on their own.
Oh yeah, well, whatever. You can try whatever you want to try. You ain't me. If you ain't me, you ain't gonna get there. So, so I get close, and I'm close to Harden, who's sitting on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally yelled out to Harden. I'm like, Harden, you can't bring these guys out the day before a game, night before a game. These guys can't handle that. And he didn't turn around or nothing, but you could tell he snickered.
Right.
You know what I mean? You could tell the head just kind of was like, you know what I mean? Just had that little shake for a second. Because you know how quiet I am, that I was whispering that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, make a long story short, I'm walking back to just go leave, and I run into my rep, and there's this long line, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, let me send you an email, and I'll give you the thing so that you can shoot a foul shot or a free throw. And I'm like,
did they make you sign a waiver first? Like you had to do a waiver?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, perfect. And I made sure that I was the last person to shoot.
Of course. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, everybody else is gone, just so nobody else is going to see me do this except the guy that's videoing me.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that it went in, nothing but net, like I said, literally one shot at it, swish in. I'm too cool to go to bed.
Yeah, man, that was awesome. That was awesome.
And I tell you, and I don't play basketball that often. You know what I mean? But
what was your sport?
I do the shots like the little Papa shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Type of thing.
My fort. What's a fort? Not Fortnite. Anyway, my sport is football. I mean, I can play a little basketball. I can play a little baseball. But football, that's me. Is it the same with you two?
Well, no, I play softball. I can run basketball right now. I just, I'm not good. I can get on a football. I tell you, when I play pickup football, and it usually happens one time a year. When I play pickup football with a whole bunch of other guys that play one time a year, I am typically in the top 3 of MVP of that game.
Okay. So,
again, that and $1.50 will get you a cup of coffee somewhere.
Right.
Maybe $3.50 will get you a cup of coffee.
Right.
So I'm not patting myself on the back by being the MVP of like a couple of, like I said, a bunch of guys that don't ever play.
Right.
However, the instincts, my football instincts I still have them. And I love being able, I'm a good free safety. I can converge on a guy. I'm great at getting that ball out of his hands. I can get interceptions because I can catch the ball. And, sometimes my juke now, although my juke moves at about 2 miles an hour.
Right.
and it's like I'm like, every once in a while, like I can fake somebody out, you know what I mean? Which is hysterical to watch. Because if you see me juking you out, if I posterize you, you better believe I'm showing everybody.
Yeah, you got to retire. You got to retire from football. What about you, True Blue?
Oh no, I'm a spectator.
I mean, you never played high school
No,
football?
I did. I throw the ball with my kiddo and everything else, and I'll throw the football. I will not play. My body will tell me to go pound sand somewhere else.
What about like flag football?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Too much bull riding and bareback riding back. My body just says nope, no more.
So I want to get back into playing football, flag football, not tackle. And I was throwing the ball with Nick today, and Nick could catch, although he's a defensive tackle. I still got it, guys. I could still sling that. I mean, I could sling that rock. Philly, next time when both of y'all come down, I'll show you. I'm all about being about it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it.
Where my head's at, True Blue, because you were there. You were there at the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
with me, and
I did do the field goal kick.
Yep.
Did you make it?
Field goals. I made 2 out of 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it 1 out of 2? I made
no.
1 out of 2.
You got 1 out of 2. You missed the first one, made the second one.
Right.
I made the first one and I was done.
All right, I'll take that and lead. Yeah, I'm good. I'll call it a day.
I finished on top.
And don't get it twisted though. Like I started throwing the ball with Nick, right here in the front, the house, whatever. Took a couple steps back, do it again. Had a nice little zip.
They have something there at the draft.
Yeah, they have the bullseyes.
We're going to be able to see what you got.
Yep.
Okay. All right. We'll see what we can do.
We'll even be so kind to put some chips on the line.
and the camera to watch.
I can't eat chips. I'm on keto right now. But I appreciate the gesture.
No, I mean poker chips.
Yeah, I know what you meant. I thought I could get away with it.
You don't want to put the poker chips up there because he knows.
Yeah, because unless we're doing 50-cent chips, it will be all right.
Yeah, they're going to have all that there. It's going to be they're going to have the kicking, the throwing, the running, pretty much everything else.
No, that would be hysterical. To watch the 4 of us go have a competition doing the kick, pass, and run tournament between the 4 of us. Oh my God!
I'll be honest, I can't kick for nothing. Bro, that's different.
I could run, but I ain't gonna run.
Yeah. Uncle Sam pays me not to run.
Competition.
Yeah.
But it getting back to the combine, it's going to be interesting seeing the kids that don't show up now and want to have the pro day, because you know how it is. Some guys always bail out right before the combine, and then they just have their pro day and vice versa. But the guys I don't understand, like you guys were talking about earlier, was the guys who want to do better based on, their facilities.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're going to be better at your facilities, don't even show up at the combine. Give some other guy a chance. So
I think they have to. I think especially if you're one of the top picks, you kind of have to show up because they have those interviews, where they talk to you, they get to know you at the combine. You have your one-on-ones. So I think there are some value into going, even if you don't run, even if you don't lift, you don't do anything. You just look good in those new sweats that they give you, every combine player.
Yeah, there was somebody 2 years ago that went there for the interview and didn't do anything else.
Yeah, that was it.
So I forgot who that was. I don't remember if it was a quarterback or wide receiver.
And I'm pretty sure in that interview, what did he say in that interview, Philly?
Hold on.
Okay, all right.
You know how I feel about the flag.
I wish you would.
Oh man.
We're the luckiest people on this earth
Yeah.
to live here, and we should be showing gratitude for it every single day.
Oh, that reminds me. I gotta, I do gotta have an idea what is there to do in Vegas. I mean, I know we got the draft on Thursday. Are you guys going back to the draft that Friday?
Yo, yeah.
And what time is that one? What time?
Same time.
Same time? Okay. So we would have all day because okay.
And then Saturday's even earlier.
And Saturday starts at 9 o'clock in the morning out there, or 10 o'clock in the morning out there, because it's 2 hour difference. They're in Mountain Time Zone, not Pacific. Yep. So everything is going to be at 6 o'clock, 10 a.m.
Yep.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of stuff to do out there in Vegas.
Yeah, it's Vegas.
Especially eat.
Yeah.
Right. And swim. And, well, you guys are married, so.
Yeah. Speaking of marriage, what do you guys think about this whole situation with Kyler Murray and
the Arizona
and the Cardinals? I mean, I think he wants to get CeeDee Lamb, your CeeDee Lamb, over there. And apparently, and I don't know how true this is, CeeDee Lamb is like, that's not a bad idea. He's like,
Well,
but contractually, there's nothing. Jerry Jones ain't getting rid of him.
Yeah. There's always a maybe. I mean, based upon the defensive players that they have, and a couple of first round picks.
Well, yeah, 4. He probably want the next 4 number ones.
Not really. I mean, he was only a first round pick.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get somebody like Budda Baker in the first round pick, I'd be all right.
Yeah, Budda Baker, the second round pick would be fine.
Yeah, but
exactly.
CeeDee Lamb, it would be a trade. I could easily see another number 1 and maybe a 2, because what he's going to do when he gets on the field.
No, you can't. Not a 1 and a 2. I mean, I tell you, CeeDee Lamb is a good receiver, but he's not even the Cowboys' number 1 receiver.
Well, not with the market.
Was he even the number 2 receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he was.
Well, no, I know he plays the number 2, but was he the number 2?
Yeah,
receiver?
He was.
I would say so.
I thought Gallup was.
No.
So he got hurt.
No, CD's there, and that's the thing. I know they're talking. I know Kyler's upset, whatever. But if anything, I don't think either way it's going to happen. I think that's too much of a steep price to be paying if you're the Arizona Cardinals trying to bail out of what you have in that contract with Kyler Murray and what the contract has with CeeDee Lamb with the Dallas Cowboys. That's too much. That's too much real estate to be given up either way from both sides of the fence.
Let me ask you this question in a real sense. Have you lost any faith in Dak?
No, I haven't lost any faith. What I've lost faith in is Kellen Moore. I lost faith in him. Everybody says, well, CD wanted to do that, or Dak wanted to do this, Dak wanted to do that. We can sit from the sideline and see the play develop, or even know what the play is before, the play happens. That was this whole season. That's not good. Game 6, it was repetitive business for him, and you can't do that with this types of players in the NFL. That's who I lost my confidence in.
So Dak is good. Dak is somebody who can get you to the promised land. Because as of right now, I mean, not, just looking at history of the Dallas Cowboys within the, since the 20th century or 21st century, he's no different than Romo.
No, he's not. He's got a 1-2 record. He's got a 1-2 record in the playoffs, and it speaks for itself. And then he's wanting to say,
wait, 1-2. He should be 1.
He's won a game.
No, I know he won the game, but shouldn't he be 1-3? Because he lost the Packers, Lost to the Rams, and then they lost.
Oh yeah,
to,
1-3. Yeah, yeah. But coming off this offseason, and I was at those games.
And they say Sneaky's not a Cowboys fan.
Oh no, I know when I celebrate when they lost. What are you talking about?
But going back into what his discussion was that he was wanting to have some say in the offensive, or not the office team. He's wanting to have some, say in what the team's going to do as a whole is to bring players in. That's where I have a problem. Okay, if you want to bring in linemen, whatever, but you want to have a say in the personnel decisions. Yeah, you haven't earned that. You haven't earned that right.
Who are we talking about?
Dak Prescott.
Oh, Dak's trying to do that.
Yeah, he's wanting to inquire on personnel changes, and he's wanting to do, try and say, hey, this is who we need to get. This.
So interestingly enough, as you say that, I'm gonna since we're getting down to the end of this show, would you be interested in a trade, Kyler Murray for Dak Prescott?
No.
I think personalities, they're different.
Well, yeah,
they're way different.
I don't know what the folks in Arizona have to deal with on a personality trait, the personality traits that he provides out there. But Dak Prescott is a stand-up dude, and I have to stick with that part. That alone right there tells me no, I wouldn't trade him.
Okay. All right, I figured I'd ask. Right now you got a quarterback who is disenfranchised with his team out in Arizona.
Yep.
You have a quarterback in Dallas who is unhappy with his personnel and feels that they are not doing enough.
And now, then you got Garoppolo out there on free agency. There's a lot of restructuring with the cap that's going to be going on these next couple of weeks to try and bring them under the cap. There's going to be a lot of willing and dealing before the 16th of March, so we'll see what goes from there.
You guys got a lot of players too.
Yeah.
Now we're trying to lose $40 million under the cap.
Yeah.
And Shane does not want to restructure any deal. He doesn't want to kick the can, he said in an article.
Yeah, you got to put your foot down and start from somewhere. And as a new GM, that's what you got to do.
Yeah, you just fire everybody.
Yeah. You're going to have to rebuild at some point. And getting, well, we don't have enough time, but getting back into, Dak wanted to make personnel, decisions. That kind of tells me in retrospect what kind of, mentality he has towards the coaching staff and the GM.
But the Cowboys have a GM?
Of course we do.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, his name is Jerry.
Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
Well, Will McClay is right there, man. He's right there.
Somebody's got to be a whipping post.
I give McCarthy. If McCarthy don't get to at least the conference game, he's out of there.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't see McCarthy.
Well, with all the hoopla that's been going on with the discussions, the quote unquote, Dan Quinn's the future of this organization, while Mike McCarthy's sitting right there.
I'm still here, guys. You're still paying me, right? I'm right now.
I can hear you. I'm right
I
here.
hear you. Yeah, I'm right here.
I'm still snug in this jacket right here.
Yeah, that has a star on there. Yeah.
I look like a hot dog in the hallway. So.
Oh man, I don't know. There's a lot coming up, and again, I still don't think personnel decisions are completed by the Cowboys. I still think there's going to be some willing and dealing done here pretty soon.
Well, I guess we will see, and that'll give us something to talk about next week.
Yep.
So as we conclude this show here, like I said, these hours go by way too quickly. And next week, I'm going to start talking a little bit about some of the drafts. I have these guys with a little bit of a homework assignment. We're going to talk about drafts of old and see where we were to find out where we are now. But in the meantime, until next week, go Birds!
How about them Cowboys?
See you guys next week.
Woo.